Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Just took a quick 580 off the table this morning. Showed you guys how we did a scalp on the 5-minute. Banging on up to the upside. Let's go, baby. Bitcoin. I'll see you soon. Let's go. No days off. Let's go. I'm playing around. Hi, my name is Sam. Do you want to learn how to trade better? Do you want to learn how to scalp $500 out of an $800 Bitcoin move? Do you want to make $500 in under 30 minutes trading and call it a day? I'm going to show you how I did that right now. We're going to have a blast. Larry, get the music up. We're going to shift into overdrive and bring you into my world. My name is Sam Price, the Crypto Lifer. Welcome to my show. I'm here every single day, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., Saturday and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. I haven't taken a day off since February of 2021. Get that through your head. I know you don't believe me, but it's true. Thousands of days straight. Thank you so much as my assistant brings the coffee and the lemon water. It's my wife. You want to say something to the crowd? That would be nice. Oh, you probably knew you were going to come on camera.
I love being your assistant.
Yeah, I mean...
There's nothing I'd rather do than help you.
They saw a hand. It sounds more professional.
Why wouldn't I want to be your assistant?
If it's my wife, it's like, you know... But if it's an assistant, I might be in a big studio.
I'm your assistant. I'm your wardrobe manager. I'm your physical therapist.
Massage therapist.
I'm your groomer. You have a little bit of
oh my gosh.
coffee or...
Are you serious?
Yeah. On your teeth.
Oh, no one's gonna... get out of here. Embarrass me in front of everyone. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Thank you so much for jumping on in. We love you. Yeah, so, and I had such a good beginning today. Like, it was going to be a real beginning. You know, you notice how I started more professional this morning? How I was going to show you, and we're going to do this. And then she brought it right back to reality TV. No, I'm just joking around. I'm really happy. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. But no, seriously, what I said at the beginning was true. We made $500. I made $580 this morning, and I got actually very, very low risk with it. And it's awesome. Let's take a look at what's happening here to Bitcoin, and let's talk about it. I sold the local top. It went to 89,052. I sold like 88,793 or something like that. I sold this first green candle, figuring, hey, that's good enough. And I did take the trade, and I did make the gains. There's proof of a closed trade, and we did them. Look, closed price. Whenever you see these are cool. Like I show one here. Look, I'll show one earlier. Like I got into the trade. Closed price. Oh, it actually says closed price when I didn't close the trade yet. Interesting. I didn't know that. It should say closed price when you have it, because I didn't close that yet. Damn, now I'm like, it sounds facetious now. It's so funny. But I did close the trade. I wonder how you could show that it's actually closed. There should be something that shows closed trade, not closed trade. Anyway, if you were to close it there. But I did close 793, made 580, and called it a day. You know what I mean? And moved on. So it kept ripping a little bit more after that. And how did I know? What did I do? I just trade a model. See how the 5-minute was making a flag? It touched the 21 above the 200. That's supposed to pump. There's supposed to be a short squeeze out of that, like 80% of the time. So I trade it as much as I can because it has a higher probability, thus giving me, oh my goodness, check this out. You're not going to believe this. This is like mind-boggling, right? I backtested. I stared at the market for years. I saw that the market did the same thing over and over again in repetition. Okay, here it is again. It makes a flag. It touches the 21 above the 200, gone. You got to be good at recognizing it, seeing it, nailing it, hitting it. Recognizing it, seeing it, nailing it, hitting it. I see it before it happens. I'm usually right around here. You guys see me, I start doing this stuff beforehand, see? I set up the trade before the trade's even there. And I watch price action, and I wait patiently. Look, what a lot of people don't understand is I can sit, I can read a book. And it's not even that hard when you actually think about it. So what trading really is, we're actually going to break down what trading is right now. So let's take a look here. From here, 4 hours? Yeah, it took about 4 hours, which is crazy if you think about it. So you could see that at like 4 or 5 in the morning, and you could just babysit it. You could start adding here, maybe adding there, and keeping the stops below the 200 moving average if you can. And it happened on the 1 hour time frame too. The first thing that happens is, the 1 minute will cross that 200 moving average. Everyone, put a 10 if you hear me say 1 minute. Remember yesterday? Put a 10 in the chat if you heard me say the word 1 minute on the stream before. Put it an 11 if you've heard me say the 200 MA. and put a 12 if you heard me say gains, baby. Gains. Let's go on the channel, baby. Oh, yeah. They called him Sammy Gaines because he brought the gains every time he showed up. So look, I saw this move this morning, figured we might be able to get to the move. If we had good volume, we'd get to the measured move. But one pump was enough for me. They came down. I was actually down. First they pumped it, actually. Then they dumped it. Then they pumped it again. I was up 200, down 25. When it got to here, I thought they were just going to dump me. I moved the stop to right there. I really did. Didn't care no more. To like a $20 loss. I was like, I'm not going to lose. Like, I think I was going like 300 for 1,000, you know? And then we got up here. I said, you know what? I'm out. Then it continued to pump. I got a little bit of FOMO, but I don't because I don't have fear. I just have blessings and gratefulness. You can't. FOMO is literally not having gratitude. Understand? Like once you change. So I teach people how to reprogram their subconscious mind from fear to gratitude. Once they do that, they can't make the same trades they used to because a person with gratitude can't make the same trades that a person in fear can. When I was in fear, I would have been like freaking out and up and down, right? Who knows what I would have done? Probably would have round tripped. And so you're actually still in the trade technically from entry right now. It's above, but it doesn't look good to me, right? And so I took the trade. I sold it there. So we got in here, we sold there. And that's really the model too on the 1 minute. You get in when the moving averages are tight. You get in when you're away from the 20 when they moving average. And you've made once you substantially make a gap away from the 21, you're coming back to the 21. So if you learn anything from me, understand, learn the 200 moving average. Learn bunched up moving averages with the 21. And learn to sell when you're away from the 21 because you're coming back. Now, that's a simple short too. I could perfect these shorts. I'm just usually out the trade at this point. Like I'm moving, stop, boom. You know, then I open up, I basically decided like, okay, I'm chilling now. You know, open up a lemon water. And celebrate with some lemon water, you know. BGT, I'm telling Billy you slacking. Amen. Shout out to Crypto Billy in the house. Shout out to everybody here. A win is a win. Don't try to time it perfectly. 100%. People get pissed if they didn't get it all. I should have had every single bit of that move, they say to themselves. Or, it's going to keep pumping. Why did I sell and all this nonsense? If you got in and you got out with money, you did better than 90% of traders, 95. I mean, you're just doing way better. Like today, I did something most people will never do. Pulled $500 out the market patiently and without chasing and without being crazy. Just follow the model, no emotion. Of course, there's always the feeling of being in a trade. We're human beings. I was in a trade. And the thing is, thousands of people are going to know I lose. I was going to have to show up this morning and say, man, I lost my trade. I can't stand that. I don't like doing that, but it is what it is. I have to. I'm on the chopping block every day. I'm happy today I won. We'll see. And don't call me a genius just because I win or a loser when I lose. It's just another day in my trading set. Just as it is in yours. And that's the same thing as, and when I say that about me, I mean it's about you. Like, don't beat yourself up if you lost a trade. You're not a loser. And you're not the greatest thing since sliced bread if you won a trade. Okay? You made a good trade. Life went good that day, but don't build yourself up like you're some, you know what I mean? The Babe Ruth of trading. I mean, you might be. Everyone has skills. I'm not trying to say you're not. I don't want to be rude, but you know what I mean. Don't let a couple wins blow up your head, is that all I'm saying, and get you into a mindset that can get you wrecked. That's all. Stay grounded when you can. It's all about mindset and energy. These are the trading educational vibes of the Crypto Lifer. Welcome to the channel. Okay? I am not a financial advisor. I'm not a portfolio guy. I won't go over your portfolio. I'm not going to talk about it with you. It's not my job. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know where you're from. I don't know how much you're worth. It's none of my business. What I can do is I can educate you. I can teach you. I can show you the way. I can show you the tools that I use, and I can show you my real life. This is a real life documentary of where I am in trading every single day, what's happening, where we're going, how we're getting there, and if we're going to make it or not. All right? And this is kind of where we stand. A little bit of a falling wedge for Bitcoin as I'm sitting here subconsciously talking. It's starting to move. Could be a little bit of a pump here back to the upside to 89.4 for BTC. Let's travel on out to a bigger time frame and see what's happening to Bitcoin. So here we got, okay, I like that. That's excellent. So we're going to zoom out and we're going to do our top-down analysis like we do on the channel every single day. Shout out to all my peoples out here. Shout out to everyone that makes the channel amazing. Shout out to the whole team. And God bless everyone still kicking it on this vacation week, basically for most people, where they're just kind of out of it, out of the markets, chilling. I can't believe I made a $580 trade this morning in about 30 minutes. Amazing. Honestly, something that I wouldn't be able to do years ago, something I would have dreamed of doing. See, today I did something and I think nothing of it. I'm like, oh, whatever. Like, I'll move on with my day. Like, I'm actually very pleased and I'm grateful. But I've done it hundreds and hundreds of times now, right? Make $500 on a slice on a 5 minute over here, using the 5 minute time frame to take a slice out of the market. Like, it's crazy, right? All I needed was one 5 minute candle here. Oh, that's a day. Are we on the daily? That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, but one 5 minute candle was all we needed to get going there, to take some profits. Maybe it was two in total, but you see what I mean? Yeah. God bless my man, Notorious SKB, or is it SK? Yeah, Skate probably. Yeah, Notorious Skate, my man. Stay humble, beats greedy every single time. Shout out to Luke Denson, my man in the house. God bless you. Hope you're having a wonderful time out there, Luke, and enjoying your life. You sound like you are. Vibrations are high over there, Luke. Keep it moving, brother. You probably got yourself a nice crew of people, man, in your life. Shout out to Michael Reinhardt, always holding me down. He's got the name. He's a legend. My man, Mikey. Mikey Reinhardt over here. Hey, Mike Reinhardt. The Reinhardts. Strong group. Usually that is German, right? Rheingold, Reinhardt. I'd say that was a German last name, or maybe it's German-Scottish. Well, you know what I mean? I could be wrong there. You could correct me. 12-month chart looks like a spinning top pattern. It does. Doesn't look good. I agree with you. That in discipline. Much love and Happy New Year. Thank you so much. God bless you. Yeah. Bread in the water. I love it, man. I love it. I'm going to say that. I'm going to talk about that. I like that. Remember when my buddy first told me that too, and it's so simple, but yet so clean, right? So we're going to tell you a little story in a second. It's not a big deal. Once I say it, most of you know it, but some of you might have never heard it, and you're going to be like, you know what? And what it does is it just tells you that you don't have a choice. And so whenever you want to whine, it's just like, but to who and what for? And then if you can't whine, then what can you do, right? You got to feel good. So if you don't have a choice, then what can you do? So everyone's like, Sam, you're always in a good mood. You're always doing the right thing. You always seem to be happy. You always got the high vibes. I come to your show for the high frequency. How do you do it, Sam? I don't always feel so good. How do you? And I said, because in my humble opinion, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, we don't have a choice. Am I going to mope around? Am I going to be like, hey, everyone, welcome to the show, man. Thanks for coming. Happy to be here. Another rough day in the charts. Me. Let's get through this together. Me. Honestly, I don't have it in me to be like that. I'm just naturally, and see, that's what I wanted to see. This is what people don't understand. Honestly, this is a perfect moment right now. And I didn't even stop the music. It just seemed to have stopped by itself. That was interesting. But, my hand hit the mute while I did that, which wasn't supposed to happen, but it did. But here's the deal. You're not going to believe this, right? And yes, I broke down. Yesterday was tough for me. Yesterday was my mom's birthday. Third year that I couldn't tell her, or the third time? Is it the third time? Yeah, because she died right before her birthday. So it's only been like 2 years, but it's been the third time because it's like, 1, 2, 3. It's been 2 years since she passed. I'm not going to break down on it. But anyway, I wrote her a beautiful story, and I reread it, and like, look at the pictures of my mom, man. She had me when I was 34, and my sister's 6 years ahead of me, right? And my sister was 4 there. So she had my sister when she was 28. So she was 32 in this picture, man. And man, she's so beautiful. And there I am. I must be 3 or 4, probably 4 years, maybe 3.5, 4 years old. I'm guessing 1985. No, yeah, 1987 maybe right there. Man, my mom She was 37, probably right there. No, maybe, yeah, no, 40. She was about 40 years old there. I mean, she looked way younger. She looked so younger than me, man. She was, look at me and my mom. Little pump out that falling wedge to the upside for Bitcoin, baby. Yeah, nice to see that. And that's the falling wedge that we had there. 68% of the time. Let's see if it can continue, though. You know, not much, you know. Anyway, I'm going to get down to my top down. So the 2-week chart's still holding some hidden bullish too as well, right? I mean, it's there. We can't say it's not there. At the same time, does that mean it's a guarantee? Like, I went back in time and I said, was there any time that we saw some hidden bullish that didn't really play out? You kind of say that here, you know, if you go back in time, let's see how this looked. See if there's anything different about these. Looks very similar. You could say there was an uptrend. Everyone would say, what do you see? I just see a higher low, you know? Thing is, those stochastics aren't that low yet. RSI is decent. MACD did just cross. And you could say, and then people, and I would be sitting here going, say, we would be here, and I'd be, all right, everyone, like, there's a possible hidden bullish here, right? And it would be kind of the same story. That does look like we could dump more, and I'd say, hey, we're bear. We got to get back above this to remain bullish. We got to support at 40,000. But and it looks like a double top, and there's bear div right there. It looks like it's got to play out, you know. And then what you would do is you'd be pulling a Fibonacci here and seeing that like 28, maybe a wick to 18,000 maybe. And we would end up going to like 15.8, which was crazy, right? Let's see if it's done correctly. Yeah, it's pretty much what you got to do there. So I'm not, you know, so I'm just, you know, I'm just always so open-minded. I even like to disprove myself a lot just to make sure that I'm not like, you know, not just being, I don't want to drink my own Kool-Aid ever. And we're all going to drink some of our own Kool-Aid no matter what we do. But if we can constantly be in a changing formation, like if our favorite state is a changing state, you see what I'm saying? If our favorite state is a state that's never the same, I used to be comfortable in the same state. I wanted to be in that same state. I had the night shift. I came home. I did the same thing. I had this routine. I got stuck in it. Once you get stuck into things, they become your life. Next thing you know, 5 years, 6 years on the night shift, right? And I kept saying, after every couple of years, my friends and family would say, you know, are you ever going to, you know, when are you going to start working during the day again? You know, because I didn't always work during the night. I worked during the day from when I was like 25 to about 29, 30, and then I got this night shift. And it's like kind of like, you know, I became that kind of like the night shift guy. It's kind of like a different life. You know, the cool thing about my shift was it was from 7 to 3. Right? So it wasn't that bad. 7 to 3 wasn't too bad, right? You know, so that's, you know, I could get out of work and still be up by like, and a lot of times my buddy got me out at like 1:45. I got on this 1:45 train. I get out at like 1:30, 1:20, 1:15, and I could make this 1:45 train. And it only took like 15 minutes to get home. Literally, it was like an express train. It was awesome. The next thing you know, I'd be home so fast. And I'd be home by like 2:15. I'd watch a little TV or doing something to kind of wind down. And I'd pass out by 2:30. And I only really need to sleep 6-7 hours. So I'd be up by 9:30, 10 o'clock. And I'd have my whole day. I'd have from like 11 to 5 to do whatever I wanted to do. I'd go into the city. I'd hang out with friends, you know. But most of my friends were at work. But sometimes I'd meet people for lunch. I had a couple friends that were entrepreneurs and didn't have to work. I'd meet my sister sometime for lunch because she was like a freelance producer. And I actually loved my life because I didn't have to be at work all the time. You know what I mean? But what I did is instead of getting ahead, I was supposed to use that time to get ahead and get off the night shift. And every once in a while, I'd get real productive and I'd start something like a side hustle or a business and it would go away. But then sometimes I get depressed, I get tired. I'd say, oh, but the night shift's too hard for me. I made excuses and I lived in a comfort zone. Anyway, back to the basics. 2-week chart still looking okay. Just don't get in a comfort zone like I was. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Be in a constant state of formation, right? And that the whole point of this conversation was we were looking at this and saying how maybe that we could be in a similar state right there. Look, there's the secondary right shoulder hasn't been made. It looks very similar to that, right? This and this. They do look similar to me. Both coming off a fall, So I don't know. Any time is different. You could say, oh, not this time, but what I'm really looking for is just like, isn't there a right shoulder there? Like, it's almost like a lobster without its claw. Like, there's got to be a right shoulder, no? So I'm just still looking for this right shoulder and wondering when it's going to come and why it's taking so dang long. But it makes sense. I mean, if they're going to do it on the 2 to 3 week chart, they need at least they need some fat right here. They can't just go right up, right? So you need a couple bit of fat to bring it up. But we'll see. So there's still hidden bullish. There's still support right here on the 2 week at about, 82,000. And there's still support right there at 86,000. Same thing here on the weekly, strong support at 86. And look, we could finally get a tweezer bottom close here on the week. Who knows, though? But at least we're finally getting some green. I mean, it's better than nothing. I'll take anything we can get. It's like a dog, begging for a bone. If there's any meat on that bone, any bullish meat on the bone, I will take it. I will take it and eat it. Thank you. You know what I mean? It's like, let's get real. We got nothing to go on. We are looking at a low and a slight higher low. If this can close tomorrow night green, it would be a tweezer bottom above this tweezer bottom. And I mean, crazy. Look at this. And I said this and I don't think people believed me. But it was weeks back when we were about here. Just because we've been doing the same. That's what I love about sticking TTA too. But we were here on the 5-day and I drew this and I said, it looks like we're going to be making, I said, let's just assume we're going to make a 5-day flag. I said, let's just assume this. And I said, and don't be pissed because I said, what's crazy about this is, I said, how long could this take? And I hit shift, right? I said, man, this could be a 45-day flag and then we dump. I said, we could dump in January. You know what I mean? And this was back in November, end of November. And I said, and I said, assume that this is going to be a bear flag on the 5-day chart and it's going to dump on you. Unless you get above 94K. You get above 94K, everything changes. That's when we could actually call like the fact that we could get to 100 and more. And like, there's a chance we could really get out of here. So there's always the open-minded theory. But right now, I think you must stay bearish because of the daily below the 200 and the fact that we're light. And so this has been the story I've stuck to. And I'm going to say the same thing to you right now that I've said before. I'm going to say, assume that this is a bear flag on the 5-day chart and that we're going lower because that's your best friend right now because that's the trend. And the trend is what? The trend is what? What is the trend? Everybody, anyone out there? Anyone out there? What is the trend? What is the trend, my friends? Music a little louder for you there. I want 91 on that. He desires 91 to break that head and shoulder pattern. Yeah. Your friend to the end. The friend is your friend. Amen. Your Darwin friend. You're funny. Friend. The trend is your friend. Amen. Yes. Your friend. Yes. Thank you. Shout out to Crypto Plumber in the house. My man. Shout out to Plag Dogs in the house. Veti Goat in the house. Shout out to Juven. Wow, we have so many awesome. We have some new greens. Juven, what is it? Juven Junior BX. Well, I love you. Crypto Father of 3. We love you. Me too. I'm a Crypto Father of 3. Me and you we got something going there. Shout out to Grandmaster Friend. Shout out to the new edition. Hope everything's going healthy and well. Looks so cute, just like you. Shout out to that sounds kind of gay. She looks just like you. She's cute. She's the cuter version of you. You're not cute. I'm not saying she looks just like you. You're cute. All right? Sounded so gay. Not that there's anything wrong with being gay. It's just I don't want to sound that way. All right? Not that there's anything wrong with it. You choose your lifestyle. I'm open to anyone's lifestyle as long as it doesn't affect mine. You do your thing. You remember that Seinfeld? Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's always stuck in my head forever. So watching the 5-day chart, I mean, to me, it's also looking kind of bearish, right? Like, why can't these get back above the high? What's going on? Why are we slumping? Why does it really start to resemble more of a descending triangle, if anything, right? Just seems kind of bearish to me. And like it could definitely roll over. It's like 94K or we never get there. It is what it is. So it's kind of what I'm sticking to. And the more I look at it, the more bearish I become because there's just less and less bullish momentum. Where's it coming from? Everyone's saying, but they're cutting the rates. This is it. You know, one thing I'm going to show you, and here's your bullish opium. You could take this to the bank and you could show this to your mom, your father, your sister, your brother, and anybody you want. Okay? This is what you can say to them. And you can say, okay, like, did we have it this time? Not really until there. So on this one where we had hidden bullish and it didn't play out, we didn't really have any 3-day, and the 3-day wasn't near the dotted line yet. It was there, it was below the dotted line, and we did get a bounce, but eventually, you know, and this was a hardcore, like this took time. This took a long time, right, to make and then to break. We were all on it. If anyone was here, let me, you know, we were on this one. The rejection of 47 twice, and then, you know, shoulder, head, and right shouldered. Made another bear flag to the downside. It was basically 2 bear flags and then another rising wedge. And then that didn't even hit the target, and you know, because we had the bullish divergence then, and then we were able to bounce on out. But it got pretty, you know. So 3 bear flags and we were done on the 3-day chart. And then we had a rounded bottom and we were out the bear market. It doesn't take that long. It really, you know, we started dumping in November 2021. And we were out by, we were like starting to see good signs by January of 2023. Right? So 2 years and we were out. I mean, tough time. I mean, 2 years of dumping. It's not fun. But look, big pump there, big pump there, big pump there. Beautiful shorts there to be had. I mean, and it was almost obvious. Nice little flag consolidation. Couple pumps in there to be had. Beautiful dump. Nice uptrend to trade. Chop, which was tough, right? Dump. And then we went in. So, like, you can see, like, it was gains. Even if you're a long trader, there was gains there. Like, again, I'm saying, yes, you waited your turn. But, like, and then, like, the dumps were, like, right there in front of you. They were clean. Like, stop loss there, right? Boom. Anyway. So, I would never stress when the market changes. A lot of people are going to stress you out. A lot of people are in your family and friends, and you know, the other people you traded with are going to leave, but they're not crypto lifers. They're not you. You're different. You're like me. You're built different. You're here now. Anyone here now is not the same as most people. I'm telling you right now, they're cutting the cloth right now. They're really, this is the Marines of trading, the Navy SEALs of trading. If you're still, like, I made 580 this morning, scalp, and if you did that, and again, I don't suggest anyone do that if you don't have high intent, if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't have like a plan and a mission. Like, I knew exactly what I wanted to do, exactly why, with no emotions attached, and I implemented a strategy and went at it. No emotions. It played out for me. It doesn't always. And again, like I say, don't call me a genius because I win. Don't call me a loser when I lose. We'll just be part of this moment as a trader and just be like, wow, the guy went in and out and it happened. He used a strategy and it really worked. Saying, hey, could it happen to me? Yes. Could it happen to me again? Yes. I'm the trader who watched the trader today, and I'm the trader who will trade tomorrow. I'm you and me at the same time, right? Because the trade ended. Once the trade ends, as creepy as it sounds, like, this is going to sound something kind of crazy, but let's be honest. I was me earlier this morning trading. You were you earlier this morning trading. Now we moved on. Now we're in the present moment, and I could have watched you and learned from you. You could have watched me and learned from me. You could have been here and watched yourself and learned from yourself, right? Rethink how you did it. Wow, how did I do that? Because a lot of what happened when you trade is the subconscious. I'm tapped into a model that I saw. My brain saw the reworking of the pattern over and over again. And it told my hands to move onto the mouse. And then I had a proper risk management section in my brain that's been pre-recorded. And I grabbed that program and I threw that program on. And I went one, da-dun, da-dun, and I pressed the right buttons and I walked away. Then when things started to get hot and price action started to move, I used the manual present moment of my mind to be present. This was also aware of all the probabilities that were created by the first subconscious probability and where I was. And I moved my stop loss to take the money off the table. Cha-ching. We went for 1,000, we took 580. I'm pretty happy with that, right? And so trading is literally years and years of data being pre-programmed through the mind. You're not losing because you don't know how to trade. You're losing because you don't have the program set right in your brain yet. We need to program you. Today was all about reprogramming. If you watched the Jim Rohn video that I played, and I listened to it while I worked out, today was longer. It was 45 minutes instead of a 25-minute. But he basically gave you the blueprint of how to change your life. He said how to do it. And we're actually getting another move here. We might get some more action for Bitcoin. Let's take a look. So what's different this time? Oh yeah, I'm going to show you. I got to show you something. And I showed it yesterday. I've been showing it throughout. Wow, this trade is still starting to get kind of monster. So let's take a look at what's happening here and again, live trading on Weeks. Weeks has been the spot, man. It's been so reliable and amazing. And I just got to thank them and their customer support, and the whole team over there has been great. So look, we're above the 1 hour 200 moving average. Every time we've done this, we gave it back. We gave it back. We gave it back. We can't do that. We got to get above it and actually get a nice candle. Like, we got to get consolidation. The 21 has to come hang out and do it nicely. Today would be Tuesday. Is this Tuesday? I mean, Tuesday's my favorite day to trade, and Tuesday night would be beautiful. I don't like low volume. I don't like what we're seeing, but I will trade my model. My model has taught me no matter when, I must take it, because it'll come at the time when, like, this was basically almost the model. I don't know. It was looking so good for a second there. They even faked it out and took it down. I mean, this was beautiful. You get in when we cross the 200. You get out when we're away from the 21. What they do, these fake outs are perfect for my strategy. Here you get in when they cross the 200. That was weird. If you were able to stay in, you're a crazy man. I probably would have got out on that wick. Just good, but dang. If I wasn't home though, and I had my stop loss there, I might have come home to, maybe a take profit. It's possible. Sam, your probability thoughts on your getting out in 103 with dead cat bounce. It's not statistically unlikely not to make a relief test of the 200 moving average before another leg down. You know what you're saying is interesting, and I don't. I got faith. The bot has never been wrong, so I just have faith that the bot's gonna be right. I don't get too heady with it. Like, you know what I mean? I want to get as far as you want to get there with it, and like really start looking at it. And I probably could. There's probably some back testing, but I'm just letting it. It's just like, you know what? That will take away. Like today, if I did all that, I might not have focused on my trade this morning. I've learned that the brain is very fragile if you want to be focused. What does that mean? Fragility and focusedness. Most people think their brain is so strong that they can focus on 10 things at once. But that's just not true. That's a fallacy. And for me at least, my brain is super strong when I only give it 1, 2, preferably one thing to focus on at a time. You know what I mean? Like right now, I'm focused on the live stream. I have kids and I love them. I love my relationship with God, and those are all great things. And I'm always kind of focused on God and my family, right? I'm not trying to say I'm not. I don't ever want to downplay God for any reason. But at the end of the day, right now, at the present moment, I'm focused on the live stream. Very similar to a man, back in the day, you believe in God, but you have to go out and go get food for your family. Like, you believe in everything you need and what you have, but at that present moment, you're in the present moment. And what you're doing at that present moment is hunting for food. You see what I mean? Like, it's everything that makes you you is for that one moment in time to succeed at that one moment in time. So, all in God's name, I want to say. It kind of sounded weird when I replay that in my mind. I'm like, I don't want to get jumbled in my thoughts there. All in God's name, always. So, but the whole point is, that idea is heavy focus on one. So focus is fragile. And I don't care how strong you are as a human, what you think you are. Your mental focus is not able to handle more than really one. You should really tell yourself one thing at a time. When I'm trading, it's one thing at a time. the ability to be able to handle the idea. Now we want the 21 to come across. We want this to make a flag, and we want to touch. Then we want to trade. And we wait. That could take 7 hours. It should take exactly as long as it looks. It should take, I don't know, somewhere between 5 and 8 hours. We don't, I don't know for sure, but somewhere in there. 7 hours. We'll get a move. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Bitcoin just keeps ripping on the smaller time frames. You never know. But I got an idea of what I'd like to see there on the 1 hour at one point if we do slow down. That's a nice little flagalito. It's a flagalito, baby. And I mean, you're touching the 21 above the 200 again inside of a flag above both moving averages. Could stir up the pot a little bit for a bit of a move. I like what I'm saying over here. It's looking nice it's looking a lot better too on the daily time frame, which we actually haven't got to yet. Look at that. The falling wedge is breaking out exactly as we showed you it could. When I drew this, people probably were like, what is he drawing? How is he seeing? Like, what am I, you know what I mean? I don't even know remember when I drew it, I was talking about like life and stuff, and next thing you know, my mind just, because I'm programmed like a bot to just kind of see things. You know what I'm saying? So weird. I can't explain it. Happens all the time. I have family when I'm next to me and I'll be drawing stuff and it plays out an hour later. I'm like, I don't remember drawing it because I'll be drawing it during conversation. 3-day chart looking okay. If we can get back above the 200 moving average, if this could close like this, that's a bullish engulfing candle. And so the idea is that, you see what I'm talking about? All right. My mind's kind of figure this out. Trading is time and space. Time. Space is basically where you're going to, because this is moving in space, right? It's moving. Like where you're going to trade here, you're going to trade there. Are you going to wait for this to play out inside the chart, right? There's space inside the pattern. That's space, right? There's space there. It's made up of time and space. Very similar to your reality, right? It's made up of time and space. Now, what am I saying this for? This is very important. Please listen to me because you're going to think I'm bugging out on some like metaphysics, but I'm not. The idea behind this is we need to stay in the present moment when needed. Okay? We need to stay in the present moment when needed. But also have the probabilities of the bigger time frames in our minds. So like when I look at the weekly, I see that hidden bullish. I understand we still have a support. It has to be broken. And now I'm looking at the 3-day chart. Now on the 3-day, I say, well, when does that close? It says a day and 9 hours. Like, I say, okay. Freeze right now. I know what's happening on the bigger time frames. I get it. But one thing I know for sure is let's get a close on this 3-day in 1 day and 9 hours. And what I do know is if this closes like this, that's what's called a bullish engulfing candle. You can put this candle inside of that candle, and that is a bullish close. You'd say, but Sam, everything else is bearish. It doesn't look good. Things aren't amazing. Isn't this just a bear flag? And I'd say, you know what? You're probably correct. And there's probably no reason to think there's anything really great going on here. And for the most part, we should think this is probably just going to dump and hit the 21, probably wick up, wick back down, and call it a day. This is just a dead cat bounce to trick people into more downside to 77K. To a possible bigger double bottom or who knows what. And look at this. This is something I've seen before. A shoulder. Massive head and like a little mini shoulder there. Almost like two little shoulders. I've seen this before. People would be surprised. No way, and we'd be down at 57,000. It can happen. I just want to be open to the fact that we could see 57K. If you're not ready for it, be careful. Okay? All this little chomp up and down to 90, 87, it really is meaningless until we see some bigger ideas. Until, we either once we break below 84.5, we're dumping down to 70. And if we can back above 94, we're ripping up to 104. 94 is the key to everything here. This high volume node right there. You see that? This point of control right now that we are above on the 3-day chart. If we bring all the price action in, let's take a look. Yeah, there's a strong POC at 87,000. Okay, yeah, move. I knew it was going to move if I, So the main POC that we have to get above 96K. But we're above a high volume. No, there's a gap there to 96,000. See that? You get above that, then you roll. Biggest liquidity bar is 67K. It's like screaming Bitcoin. It wants Bitcoin so bad, right? It drag you to it. This is like we're trying to hold. See this high volume node? See how we 1, 2? We've been using these two. So far, we are back above 87,000. So you want to see this in entirety, Funny when you really look at it, because could you go back to 21K? That's where all the liquidity lies. I don't want to see that. Don't show me that. Creepy though, all right? Let me move on that real quick. Okay, so now moving forward here on the 1-day chart. So the 3 days kind of checking out right now, and the 1 day's now on another monster move. It did this yesterday though, and just gave it all back. Every time we get this pump, it seems like we're on a mission and it just comes back. Crazy. Look at this little flag breaking out with a measured move to 90,300. I'd love to see 90K again. Anytime we see it, it gives me a little bit of joy. Those chocolate chip cookies are baked and they're warm and cozy, but man, it's like we got to pay to see that every single time for the pain to go right back down. At the same time, like I see this as I do see this as we broke out yesterday. We broke out the day before. We're breaking out again today. But to me, it is simply just a symmetrical triangle, right? I mean, let's get real with ourselves. There is a bit of an inverted head and shoulder in there, a drunken shoulder, head, right shoulder. I mean, I can't say I don't see that. I call that a twisted, a slanted, drunken, inverted head and shoulder. You take the whole side as the measure move, which you'd be surprised, and it can. And I mean, that could take us back to 95K, which could then propel us back up all the way to 111,000. You see how quick we can move through this gap in the VRVP? Fighting for its life here with a bit of a double bottom almost for Bitcoin, right? And I mean, there's still, like, I guess I'm a perma bull because every time I get overly bearish, I always still think there's still a chance here for Bitcoin. So you're telling me there's a chance? There's always a chance. There's always a chance. There's a fighting chance that we could make it to the top, baby, to the top. All the way to the top. So these are the measured moves. One of them gets us started back to 96K, breaks 94, which is amazing. Is this likely? Who knows? On low volume, we could get a squeeze. We could see one of the biggest daily candles in our life. Like anything could happen, or we could just... I'm under the fence that this is just going to wick down again and we're going to dump. And we're going to 77K. So like I'm more bearish than bullish because of that, because that's the trend. But I'm not telling you I know exactly what's going to happen. Okay? Someone says doesn't look sustainable. 100%. I bet at 57 you will wait again for lower. You get the price you deserve and understand. I like that someone said that. You do. You really do. You get the price you deserve and understand. Like when I finally bought 19K on the low, even 16.9, 17.2, I missed my 15.8. It didn't get hit, whatever, or 15.6, whatever. I had a low order that just missed. It's okay. I'm like, man, could have sold could have said I got the exact bottom. I wanted it, for clout, right? I wanted. But that's when you're ego chasing. Like, you get upset because you bought $800 higher because you wanted to show you got the exact bottom. But it's serious. Like, who cares, man? You got Bitcoin on the low. God bless everybody here. So Extreme Fear 23. Okay. And we had it at 10 at 11 just a couple weeks back, just 2 weeks ago, I think it was at 11. And then like a month and a half ago it was at 10. So Bitcoin's been showing signs of a low. Look at this thing about to hit the target. So crazy, right? A falling wedge breaks to the upside and it hits the measured move, which is wick to wick. Algorithmically, I've learned it's this wick here to that. How is that possible? I don't know why. And again, you never know what's going to hit the exact measured move. 70%, like I would sell probably right around this area because you're at resistance. But hey, now there's a chance that you flag out. See, this is why I love the 21, and this is why I use the 21 just to kind of game everybody. Everyone else is just, they don't know what's going on. They're looking at this different side. I know exactly. I stay right, poised, and ready. The 21 keeps me in control, man. It keeps me humble because when I'm really extended, I know when I should be getting out. When I didn't know how to trade with the 21, my emotions were the only thing. So I'd see a big trade and just feel the gain of the. Now I see the logic of the 21. When I'm up good, I just see the logic of the 21. You'd say, well, you see what I mean? Before, I just felt the emotion of a win. Those two different things are huge because one has reality-based, time-based reality off of backtesting, and the other one is just emotions. Like, I feel good because of this. I mean, that's great. It's good to feel good. Don't get me wrong. That's a great habit. But, like, that trade, I want to get into that trade because it looks good. What does that mean? Oh, I don't really know. I've been watching this guy for a while. He does it like this. I think I'm doing it like, you know what I mean? No. You got to backtest this. You got to demo trade it. You got to sit with me. You got to watch with me. You got to sit with me for a year or two. In my humble opinion, join the Discord. Be a part of my life. Make it real. Become so real that it's part of you. Take a piece of me with you. As strange as that sounds, go to cryptolifer.com, hit the subscribe button, and jump on in. Start your journey. The secret to success is getting started. People start their journey every single day. I remember I joined a Discord. I joined a trading group on Telegram. It started, and my life was never the same. Never the same. Wow, we're the highest we've been today at 189, 100 now. Bitcoin. Getting a nice little push up to the upside. The daily candle looking ferociously nice. Let's get back into the, so look, this could be a breakout of the symmetrical triangle. We talked about it yesterday, but you know what I mean? Every time I get excited, they give it all back. One thing I will tell you though, when these moving averages get tight, we pump up to the 200 moving average. When these get tight, we pump up to the 200. Isn't this not a shoulder, head, right shoulder? I mean, I see an inverted head and shoulder breaking the neckline right now. I see a gap in the VRVP. Going back to 100K, it just looks like we're headed to 100,000. But you know what? It looked like it here. It looked like it here. It looked like it here. They've gotten me to say this story a few times, and I've gotten that bullish click in my mind, only to be just nastily rejected by a 200 on what? The 4-hour time frame. It's been this 200. This is it, everybody. So we move in the daily 12-hour boom, 8-hour I like to look at. Look at this, kind of a double bottom on the 8-hour. 1, 2, 3, triple bottom. Really strong support there at 87,000, just not attempting to break. We just closed a monster candle on the 8-hour. Let's see what happens now as we are a little far for the 21. Do we give it right back? Which we may. 8-hour has been doing that. It's been giving every green candle back. Almost every single time. Look at this, every big pump, except for this one, we had a little bit of follow through. But almost every green candle had a red one following it right to the downside. When are we going to break through this key? Look at this resistance here. We just can't. We've been below it now since the 14th of December. 2 weeks straight. So we cannot get back above $89,000. We cannot break. It's like, nope. Just like 94K now. And this is kind of bearish. This is what happens in bear markets. You get these lows you can't break. Another low you can't break. Another low, it will just keep kind of setting new lows that you can't break through. Like, Sam, but you're just painting a bullish picture. It looks so good. It does. And that's what I'm telling you about being in the present. I still don't know what's going to happen. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. We take this one step, one day, one candle at a time. I wish I had all the answers every time, but I just don't. It would be great if I did. But I don't, right? So let's take a look at what's happening right now. Bitcoin gets a nice pump. I'm already out. I was in and out, so I'm not going to I know today is still treachery. There's low volume. But let's go over what we can see. Resistance right here for Bitcoin. You can see we wick into this key area. All right? And then you can see there's a lot of chop right there. So there's a lot of resistance here. We have a hard time getting through We have a hard time getting through 88.5, right? That's what I did yesterday. I turned down the music for you guys when I should have just turned it down for me on my headphones. And that's why I think Master Friend was like, when music? I get it now. Music's still a little low for you, yeah. There we go. Sorry about that. There's a whole lot of liquidity above. Yeah. There we go. Is that too loud for you guys? I don't know. I'm trying to find the right mix. I had it for years. I'm like, how am I losing it now? Some good energy, though. So now we look, again, a rejection by the 200 moving average. This has just been... Here we got pushed out, but couldn't make it above. Here we just, no way. Same thing here. And it just like, And again, whenever you're going to move this far from the 21, you're coming back. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, but you're not. The 21 isn't following. So even though everyone's like, this is manipulation, like, this is what I'm used to. We've been doing this for years. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, no? Dump to 84K, like just... So then I have nothing but to go on, but that 12, the 22, the 1. And this is what we do, everyone. We make this here. And I'm bringing this up for you. Actually, I'm going to bring it up for you guys. So this is what I'm looking at here is like, okay, fine. And this is what yesterday I was in the same thing. I was like, okay, we got the pump. I said, this is great. I said, let's just let it hang and let's get what we want. Let the 21 come into price action and let's get the pump. And, we didn't get it. It just gave it all back again, which we might get today. But come on, man, give us a flag. Like, let's get something. Let's finally get some real price action. Like, real price action doesn't go back every single time. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think, too, what's going to happen is they got retail thinking, short this. So everyone's going to short this again, and there's going to be too much stop. And we're going to plow eventually all the way up. We're going to plow. The people that are going to figure it out are us, because why? We're here every day doing the same thing. See, it's kind of like, I'm going to make it's bread on the water. You know what I mean? It's bread on the water. Like, so I'm gonna tell you a story that my Jewish Russian friend told me years ago, my buddy Jimbo. He might even be listening. Jumbo, we called him. But he's a good dude. He taught me a lot. He taught me about just perseverance. And, he also taught me that you didn't have to become like a college grad to go after your dreams. The guys that we were looking up to at the time were self-taught engineers that started the television industry in the late 80s into the 90s as tech kind of grew into the digital space. I learned so much from these people. Anyway, shout out to Tommy T. Right? Tommy Tortielli, right? Tommy Tortielli? Tommy T, man. A good dude, bro. Amazing guy. So let's take a look here. 90,000. 90,000 here. Can the 21 come up? So we just basically can't go below the 200. We need the 21 to come meet price. We need we need some people to keep buying here. And we need this price to be desirable. We need all the kind of like the wash selling to be done, or whoever sold altcoins. Like if you're selling off an altcoin for a loss, you only have a couple more days to buy Bitcoin back, or to buy the altcoin back. Do what you want, but so some people are going to see, dang, oh man, I just learned what tax loss harvesting is. I have a bunch of losses. I should take those, and maybe they end up with some tether. What are you going to do with it? You're probably, in my humble opinion, do whatever makes you happy. For me personally, I would put it back in BTC, but, people are going to do whatever makes them happy. So now and again, could it just continue to rip? It could. That would be great. The daily could take control, and then we'll have to dump further down here to the 21, which is great. If it over rips, it's better off, because then the dump to the 21 will be kind of in the middle. And there's some good liquidity here we could meet at. You can pull a Fibonacci and look for that bounce off the 618 here. Or even a wick down to 883 again. We could play it so many ways, baby. I got 100 tricks in the bag. We can pull fibs. We can go support or resistance. We can do this however you want it. Okay? It's like a dual collar, baby. We got it. We're the crypto lifers. We don't stop. You can't stop us. We too strong. Right? Each of us has another skill, another tool in the tool bag. And there's just too many of us coming at you. The crypto lifers won't stop. I've programmed too many good traders. The market makers are running. They're scared. No, I shouldn't try to obliterate us. Another grateful day. Thank you, Sam. You are a blessing. Another grateful day. That blues guy. And may that come back to you tenfold, that 279. Turn into 27 bucks out of nowhere. Someone's going to send you a blessing. Max Payne. Everyone seems to be selling, giving up. Time to suck. Everyone back up into buyout. This is such a beautiful time to be alive. I like when they demolish everyone out the game. And I shouldn't say that. That's so sad, right? But I'm telling you right now, you know what the Navy SEALs do? You know, my dad's friend was a Navy SEAL. You know what they do? You know, they take like 1,000 men that say they want to be a Navy SEAL. They put them through some rigorous testing and they get them down to like 300. They put them through some more testing. They get them down to 100. They put them through more testing and they get down to like 20 guys. You know, I think it's even bigger. They might take 10,000. You know what I mean? They go through they just keep whittling. They put them through so much mental turmoil. The only person that could do it is someone who's like honestly mentally deranged. Like you'd have to be like your dad's beating you. Like my dad's friend did it and his dad had been beating him for years. And he was deranged. He said they put him in a capsule, a little tiny capsule with barely any, a little bit of tank, closed them up, put them underneath the water and like slowly spun you and see how many hours you could stay in down there without until you couldn't handle it. Like just like crazy, you know what I mean? Anyway, and he had some other stories that I won't tell on camera, but man, and that's what trading is, man. You want to be in the top 1%, like literally, you want to sit with no pants on from your house, like me right now, because I'm not. Why would I wear pants, right? I mean, that would make no sense. I mean, that you only see from here up. Like, why would I wear pants? So you would sit home in your boxers and your skinny minis. And you would make gains, okay? And then you go out like at 1 o'clock in the afternoon after you made all your gains that you didn't have to travel for or go anywhere for, and you take a ride in your fancy hypercar, to some like high-end bougie lunch spot where you overlook the water. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? But the point is, like, you want to become a trader? It's a great life. It's an awesome opportunity. And everyone wants to do that. And it's a P versus P, player versus player, retail, exchanges. Everyone wants the money. Everyone wants your money. Everybody wants your money. Remember that. Everybody desires your money. They're taking your money. I sell education. I'm one of them. You know what I mean? I sell education. Send your money into, to me, but at least I'm going to give you something you can take for the rest of your life. At least I'm going to show up every single day. My value is I believe is overvalue. You send money my way, I believe I can multiply it through education in many ways. So I love selling education. If you want to go and find out more about how, what I'm teaching, go to cryptolifer.com and subscribe. You can go quarterly, annual, or basic and jump on in today. I'm here every single day. We don't stop. While they whittle through trading groups and turn people to nothing, we will still be here. We doubled the trading group during the $69,000 to $15,000 dump. I've been here through the worst times crypto's ever seen and the best times crypto's ever seen. And I'm here to document it all and just be a constant staple in the trading community. We trade gold, we trade silver, we trade Tesla. If it's out there, we trade. We just took gold for an 132% trade. Okay? It was beautiful, right? On BTCC exchange, right? You can hit the QR code, hit the link here in the pinned comment if you want to find out more. You can trade on weeks where I traded this morning in the trading group, BTCC and MEXC. Okay? Great exchanges, been around for a long time. BTCC's been around since 2011. Okay? So, yeah, we want to see a tweezer top now. Close this in 46 minutes nice and red, but don't get a massive dump. We want to see this start to go somewhat sideways or at least flag out. So I'll take one of two scenarios, please. You know, a little bull flag. We call this a bull flag. We just want the 21 to touch price. Either here or there. We don't want to see a massive dump right back down like we've been seeing. 8 hours from now, I don't want to see us just massively collapse again. Looks like it's going to be the case, but we'll see. One point what they're gonna do, because someone said it to me today. He said, what they're gonna do is they're gonna, and it makes sense. Look at this. Watch this. Pump it up. Retail could short it, make money. Retail could short it, make money. Short it, make money. Kind of a short squeeze. Short the top, make money. Short the top, make money. Short squeeze. They tried to short the top there, got them, right? Short the top, make money. Short the top, make money. Short the top, make money. Short the top, 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 short the top. I mean, they haven't gotten them since here and here. Even that's a big enough leg if you think about it. That's kind of what they do, right? I mean, that's the extension. You see what I mean? So they're just gonna boom. I mean, they've got all this. They've got a lot of people short now. And people probably said a short and went on vacation. They got stop losses all the way up to, there's a lot of stops up here. I mean, there's just so much. I'm not saying they're definitely going up there. I'm just, hey, you just got to look at the odds, right? You got to see things, you know. And look at, it's an S curve, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, maybe they drop. You know, I'm not saying it's going to be the greatest thing ever. We got to get above 94,000 or nothing's happening. But it's an interesting way to look at it, no? And it would go inside with exactly what my man Danny Setters said. This is the visualization of what Danny Setters explained in the group today. All right? This is it. That's why either you grind with me, and we can speculate too through through discussion and analytics, but we can also just do the on the chart, and it's all going to kind of come into play. Yeah, so the 15-minute needs the 21 to come in. I like this 15-minute about to get a golden cross. Have we seen that before? Yeah, we got that here. Actually, we were already above it. We got it here, and we did get a move. And look at that. I mean, that's an Adam and Eve. We did an Adam and Eve double bottom at 86.8. And then the measured move is the base to the middle part. It's just crazy. That's exactly what we're kind of in right now. So the Adam and Eve double bottom, you see it? That is called an Adam and Eve double bottom. And you'd be like, Sam, what the heck are you talking about? And I'd be like, well, just stick with me and we got you. And you're like, how does the Bible have anything to do with trading? And I'd say, just hang out, right? So look at this Adam and Eve double bottom. Okay. And here it is, Adam and Eve pattern. See, it's a bullish Adam and Eve pattern. Bullish trend up. Bearish Adam and Eve pattern. Bearish trend down. And you'll see it clear as day. Like it's an obvious pattern. Bitcoin, Adam and Eve on the weekly. See? Interesting, right? It's funny. I was like, I'll probably be in there one day. I wonder if I look through the images if one of them is mine. It's happened to me the other day. I'm like, oh, that was me. It was my shot, you know. There's my Adam and Eve. Well, look at all these Adam and Eves. Look at them. I mean, there's so many, right? I did this on a trading show like 2.5 years ago with like a lot of traders that were actually online and they didn't know what the Adam and Eve was. I was very surprised. We were like, we go hard, man, here on this channel and we really break it down. But so the Adam and Eve double bottom. And that's why you got to get the education that makes sense here. Wow, look at this now in a flag on the 1 minute. I mean, that's a bullish sign that we could continue further to the upside here for Bitcoin. And look, I mean, this could hit the, very basically is about to hit the measured move with a falling wedge. It's amazing how that played out. So, wow, there we have it. So you can see there was an Adam and Eve double bottom there. And you can even see kind of an inverted head and shoulder down there as well. Wow, nice move there for BTC on the smaller time frame to the upside. Still getting that pump now. The further we get from the 1 hour, good and bad, right? As I showed you. But like, let's just, we can rip. Wow, now it's really doing its thing. Smaller time frames are picking up. Now, you say, Sam, would you get in now? What would you do? No, I made my first trade of the day. Chasing right now could offset my win. What I need to do is just be patient for the next right moment to trade. Are you feeling FOMO, Sam? Do you wish you were still in the trade? Sometimes there's a piece of that. That's going to be the human emotion in you, but you have to shut that down and tell yourself that doesn't really matter. It doesn't make any sense. It's not helping me in any way. So yes, I feel it for a split second. I tell myself it doesn't exist and to get over it. Yeah. And then I say, be grateful for the win and don't be a greedy person. That's not humble. You know what I'm saying? So, man, bang, look at this move. They're possibly going up. I mean, that's great. Now it's just way too far for the 21. Like, it always has to do this unsustainable stuff now. Like this, like I want it to calm down and just make a nice flag so it can build again. Too many unsustainable moves here on the smaller time frames and the bigger ones. There's a kind of a bear div there. Look, that swings down while that swings up. Now, yeah. So I'd get off the small time frames today, even though they look enticing. And if you know what you're doing, see, what I did looks so simple. Someone could be like, oh, I'm going to pull off what Sam did and just try to do the same thing. I like one of my students. He's like, you can't do what he does. Don't do what he does, man. He's so funny about it. My man Mario. Don't do what he does. You can't do what he does, man. He gave you the blueprint. Now you must practice it on a demo account until you got it. I make it look simple. It's not as simple to make 580 in 30 minutes. Okay? It takes time, poise, focus, and discipline. And then, a lot of people can make that 580 like that, but they give it back too an hour later, 2 hours later, 3 hours later. I'm going to be poised and ready for the 1 hour to do what it should do. Honestly, this thing, and so I'm ready for a couple things. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to make a flag at one point. I don't know where and when. I just know that I will trade that flag. Dang, though, I am like... It's ripping. It's ripping like Pippin right now. Kind of got above that high, which I like to see. Crazy, right? And hey, I mean, above the 200 moving average. Unsustainable when you're not taking the 21 with it. I refuse to chase a pump of that nature. I'd love to see it actually move hard. I mean, look at that flag. The 21 above the 200 in a flag. It does suggest. And look, this has now hit the target. This falling wedge right there at 88. Anyone trade this falling wedge for gains? Did anyone trade that falling wedge for gains? Sam, I'm at work blasting your stream all over the welding shop. Let's go, Sam Price. Thank you so much. Shout out to the welders. My dad was an iron worker. He knows you well, welders. He always told me you could become a welder, Sam. They get paid big money. They go on the ships. You could be an underwater scuba diving welder. We got guys that do underwater welding. All sorts of stuff. Someone says Colin. That's funny. I still own some Colin. We'll see what happens. But shout out to the welders out there. And, you can, a lot of welders too, they hurt their eyes, right? You got to sit there and stare. Got to put on that shield. Don't play games. Right? It's a hard job. It's not easy. It takes intense skill. It takes years to become a really good welder. Hit that joint the right way. I have so much respect for the welders. I don't know if you guys are in a union, but God bless you, whatever you're doing. God bless all the pipe welders. Yeah, shout out to Crypto Plumber. He knows the deal. I love to see hard-working people here in the stream. My dad was an iron worker. My grandfather was a bricklayer. I'm the first generation to play with the money. You know what I mean? Both of them wear suits, though, and dress to the nines. So regardless of what I'm doing, they both dress like this. I was talking to my aunt the other day. She called. 85 years old, beautiful, my dad's sister. And she's like, you're a beautiful man, Sammy. I love you. I was like, I love you too. And I said, your father was the best dressed man. She's like, yeah, he was that. He wasn't. I was like, and so was my dad. I was like, my dad dressed amazingly well. My dad gave me 60 ties when he, a couple months before he passed away. I was visiting him and he was like, here, take these. I don't need these anymore. I only need a couple now, he said. And like, I came to the realization, like, his back hurt. He'd go to the post office if he could make it to the beach a couple times that summer, a few times a week. He was just trying to make it to each summer, really get through the winter, reading his book and being near the fire, keeping my mom. And like, he got less and less mobile as his back hurt, and he refused to go get back surgery. He thought he was going to die in a hospital if he went in. There was a lot of fear, man. My dad taught me not to be afraid of certain things. I think some of his fear encapsulated him, but at the same time, I don't know his life, so I never want to say that either because I don't know his life. I don't know how much pain he was in. I don't know where he was going. You see what I'm saying? So, but he got less and less mobile. He really didn't want to go into a hospital and leave, and wow, man. So my dad, I remember the day when my dad gave me those ties. It was, I still feel like I'm floating when I think about that day. Because, like, I go back to it and I almost want to be there again because at least he was alive. But also at the same time, I knew it was the beginning of something that I didn't want to think about. Because why was he giving me his ties? Like, what is it, And he knew. He was just like, where am I? I'm not going to be going to someone's funeral. Like, most of his friends had passed. No lie. Sad to say. And he had moved to a smaller island. He had kept to himself mostly. He knew some guys that he really cared about, but they all bounced around. And he called a few people here and there that he was close to. Sad thing about my dad is, like, I wish I had just got to know a little more about him towards the end of his life. There was a lot of questions that I thought I was going to have a chance to ask him, and I waited. Towards the end, I started asking him more about his, like, he told me a lot. He did. He talked a lot, but I wanted to ask him more, like he used to mention he had a motorcycle, and he really brought it up. But one day I was like, when did you really get the motorcycle? How many did you have in your life? And one day, he'd say, I had this one. I had a Triumph. I had it from when I was 25 to like 34. It got stolen, but I found it and I got it back, I stole it back, he said, It's like, I saw it someday and I got it back, So crazy. Anyway, just sorry to take you off topic there. Bitcoin's looking interesting. Let's take a look at Zcash and see what's happening. So I'm looking for Bitcoin to make a flag on the 1 hour time frame, calm down here, and come hang out with that 21. 6 to 8 hours from now and get the pump. On a Tuesday night, I would love it. I get my model on a Tuesday night on the 1 hour. We just got to calm it down a little bit. No bearish divergence. They're both pointed down. That's great. We got a golden cross right there on the 1 hour. We've had it before. We didn't get it last time. The last time we got the fake out. Look at this. Both of these fake outs. Let me show you something interesting. No bullish cross here. We got it there and we did get some follow through. But look, here we already have a golden cross. A little bit more promise. Let's see if this can prevail. We need the 21 to come touch price, though, before our next big pump. I like this 89 move. All right. 30 minutes ago, we already know this too. Shift. Bitcoin has no... It's funny. This is in the U.S. today. But me and Peter Schiff... So, like, this is what I love about... This is what's going to tell you what's going on right now. All right? And this is going to be a microcosm of the world. So just, pay attention to this. This is like the news today. Like, this is the news. This is what's being fed throughout the national digital internet space, right? This is what people are reading. Peter Schiff, economist who has built a career on predicting the collapse of fiat monetary system, turned his sights again on the cash flow argument. The gold bug contrasted the Project Avenue of industrial silver miners against the yield-free nature of the world's largest digital asset. Extracting this metal, Schiff argued that the position for an earnings explosion in 2026, their current equity valuations, he claimed, failed to predict the coming windfall. Bitcoin, in stark contrast, predict Enterprise offers no such promise. Zero yield critique, no earnings, right? And so basically, he just, He critiques centers on the company's rising cost strategy, has bought Bitcoin for 5 years and now is an average cost of $75K. He's saying that they got nothing, a mathematical attack on the accumulation model. He argues the aggressive purchasing habits of strategy have destroyed the company's efficiency. The higher watermark means the firm is setting on a pay for profit of just 16% on its entire position. Broken down annually, this amounts to a return of just 3% per year. Schiff contends that Saylor would have been much better off buying almost any other asset class over that 5-year period. But he's not in it for 5 years, man. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, anyone could do that. Like, the winner is someone who makes the biggest trades on a 20-year basis. Saylor's trying to make the trade of a lifetime, not a trade of a day or a decade. He's not trying to make the trade of the decade. He's trying to make the trade of the century. To do that, you're going to look stupid for a while, or maybe like, you're going to be definitely, if you're making one of the biggest trades that the human race has ever seen in the history of trades, which is what Michael Saylor's doing. Agreed? Let's all agree. Whether he wins or loses, it will be one of the biggest public trades we've ever seen in human history. Agreed? Whether he's using company money, he's the one driving it. You know what I mean? Whatever you want. But it's one of the biggest. I think well, let's put it up there. This may be something else, but in the history of trading, in the history of the world of trading, this move by Saylor is one of the biggest trades in the history of the human race. Whether he wins or loses, it's an experiment on trading, number one. It's insanity. Okay? It's beautiful. For me as a trader, it's a beautiful thing. Like Jesse Livermore, the guy made $100 million back in the 1920s. Unbelievable. Like, can we, fathom that? Like, he was richer than most people will ever be now when money was so much more expensive back then. Insanity. You know what I mean? Sam, I feel you about your dad. My dad's fear was going in and not coming out. And that's just what happened. R.I.P. both our dads. Amen. Yeah. I mean, my dad went in when it was finally, like, he was basically dying. It's weird. He passed out, had a heart attack for a day and a half. Passed out, woke up. It said he somehow still shaved, cut his ears, made sure he was clean. Remember, he's lying there on the bed. I see him in the hospital, and he's clean shaven, well taken care of. And I was like, my dad, man. He died well shaved, you know what I mean? He wasn't like, you think when you die, it's a day when your hair's not wild, you got you got some ear and nose hair, you're an old man, a couple weeks maybe you haven't seen people, you've been a little down and out. Not my dad, man. He was clean. He died clean cut. Haircut and everything. My mom gave me a haircut every couple. My mom cut me and my dad's hair growing up. And as my dad got older, my mom cut his hair his whole life. That's how my dad was, man. He never paid for a haircut. He never had a barber. My mother cut his hair. She went to some cutting school when I was like 6 or 7. She took like a 2-week course on hair cutting. And she bought a pair of scissors with the 3 different pairs of scissors. And she cut me and my dad's hair, man. From when I was like 5 to when I was like, then eventually when I was like 14 or 15, I went and got a whiffle at like the local barber shop. And then of course I moved out to New York and I had to start getting my hair cut, But my dad didn't. My dad lived with my mom, my dad. You have to understand, that's how low key my dad was, man. He didn't spend money anywhere he didn't have to. And I don't think my mom cut his hair because he was a miser, but he definitely, to me, it was just like, why am I going to go? Number one, he was very like, I'm going to say something that may offend some people, but he was very like anti-gay. Like anytime a man was touching him, he thought it was gay. Like he came from a very like, the tough guys and like the muscle cars. And where's the chicks at? Like my dad still said the word chicks till the day he died, He's like, there was no chicks there. I don't want to be around there. A bunch of guys, This is just my dad, man. This isn't me. This isn't my dad, though. He's so funny, man. So funny, right? And he even, you know what I mean? He was even open. He said, I had a gay friend. I don't mind if you're gay, It's okay. Like, I don't mind. Like, he was cool dude, man. He didn't care. He just came from a conservative place, So it's like in his mind, like his wife cutting his hair, that's legit. You know what I mean? 6'7". What is this 6'7"? I think I have heard, but I don't really know what it is. I probably shouldn't say it because I don't know what it is. But 6'7" to your kid, man. Hope he has and I hope it's not okay. I hope he's okay. Like I hope I'm not saying something rude. Maybe I'm just making him laugh. 6'7"? I don't know. If it works for him, it works for me. Your dad was a great example of how to become wealthy without all the fuss. Amen. I'm cutting your hair until I make it big. I look homeless at the moment. You're funny. I ain't cutting my hair until you're funny. Love it. Why are you here, funny? It's done. So anyway, we want to see this flag. We want to see this flag out. That's what we're looking for BTC. That's all we're looking for, okay? And again, this show is not about, orientation. It's about, loving. If you're full of love in life, I don't care what your orientation is. I'm not going to judge you. It is what it is and other ideas. And again, I'm going to live my life. You live yours. But if you care about other people, you want to spread light, love, and happiness through the world, and you see it as this place is a place full of opportunity where you can help change, full of positive energy, then you're awesome. That's all that matters. Nobody's going to be perfect, and no one is free of sin, and the person free of sin shall cast the first stone. Right? So if you are a true believer of Jesus and his teachings, true believer of God and a true believer of Jesus, and he says, the person with the person with no sin shall cast the first stone, man. That is the, that when he finds the adulterers, that is basically the epitome of being a true believer of Jesus, in my humble opinion, right? That knowing that we are all infallible and not judging your fellow man for their sins. God will do that. The end was, everyone will have their own time, their own thing. Everyone's on their own metric of value that they provided to the universe in a way, right? Whatever it is. And nobody is here to judge anybody because nobody knows, you don't know my life card. I don't know yours. It's so deep and you've been through so much that I will never be able to see. And me too. And one day your life is going to be so much different than mine. Me and my sister are twins and our lives are so different. It's insane. And we were twins. We came from the same womb. We came from the same exact place and our lives are it's just immeasurably different. So what we do, what we're into, Yeah. If you're minding your own biz, you can't be minding mine. Amen. I like it. I like what he just said. If you're minding your own biz, you can't be minding mine. Yeah. So I'm looking for the 1 hour to just not give everything back. It looks like it may. Big wick there. We'll see what happens. Let's get a nice flag here and be able to trade it later tonight for Bitcoin. I like what I'm seeing here for BTC. All right, and let's jump on into Zcash now. So no live trade was needed there. I didn't jump on in. So it broke out, but look, it's kind of, I have to say that it's got some, kind of has some diamond vibes, does it not? It has some diamond diamond-esque feels there. Huh. We'll see. It is up from entry. And if we look at the bigger time frames, they're doing well. Let's see. But didn't hit the target of this flag yet. Still kind of trucking along. It's also watching Bitcoin, and nobody knows what Bitcoin's doing, and that's why it's very tough. Finally plan on signing up today for the group. What indicator author do you use for 21 to 200 on TradingView? Go to CBC 5MA DRS. CBC 5MA DRS, and that's going to give you the 5 moving averages. Okay? If you look at the settings, it's going to give you the 21, the 50, the 80, the 100, and the 200. It's going to give you, I turn this white. Oh, it's such a darker white, but yeah. And red, purple, blue, and yellow. I just make it a one thicker, like that. And you're going to have what is called the 5 moving averages. See? That is it. You don't gotta like everyone, but you gotta love them if you follow. Yeah, amen. The joke about 6-7 is that there's 30 different meanings for it now, so it's just a viral meme. You're funny. Break them spells with an amen. Those that mind don't matter. Those that matter don't mind. It's fun to see stir up the ones who mind. Exhausting though, so I just may give it up. It's funny. Finally plan on. God bless you, man. Thank you. Jesus wasn't nice. He was kind. He told the truth. That offended many. Amen. Yeah, if I'm watching Zcash now, I'm still watching it on the daily time frame. I would stay off the smaller time frames. You have to understand, when Bitcoin is sketchy, the smaller time frames get iffy. Yeah, 4 hour looks okay though. It's kind of interesting. Like, see if it can continue to flag out. If Bitcoin can somehow get sturdy here and make that flag today on the 1 hour, then you might get the 4 hour sideways price action. Otherwise, this might come right back down. So I'd be wary. I'd want to see that go sideways there. I'd be watching the 4 hour closely here on Zcash, and I'd be careful trading altcoins on the last 2 days of the year with no volume. It's not, come on. I shouldn't say come on, because there's probably someone who could trade circles around me and still make money today, but it's just high risk compared to regular timing. Okay. Just want to make it clear, we did sell the gold trade. I got out of gold at 4,493. It's now at like 4,336. I'm not saying it can't come back. Maybe it will. We'll take a look at it and we'll keep it going for gold, baby. Shout out to my lifers, man. I just want to put a pat on the back. Tomorrow will be the last day of the year. Insane. And it's like I'm delivering a fragile plate to the table. It's all made of glass. I'm about to present it down. I'm bringing the ring to the ring, you know, I'm the ring bearer. What am I talking about? I'm just the stream, you know. I just won't even say it. But, you know, tomorrow will be the last day of the year. And if we pull off tomorrow's stream, I just can't. I'm looking at the calendar here. I'm just like, what? I remember, so we turned last year, the same thing we were talking last year, the 31st. I was probably saying some of the same stuff. We did the entire 2024. And I was like, man, and then the first started. Right, and it was 2025. And remember, we began, and then Trump coin came out. So much stuff happened to us. I don't think we all realized what happened in 2025. It was almost a psyop. Like, we're all so different. So much stuff happened to us in the year of 2025. Politically, social, economically, like it's just been like, you know, financially, most insane year of my entire life. Like some of the biggest highs I will ever feel in my whole life came in 2025. Like how 2026 will be better. It has to be better because it just keeps getting better. Take trading one moment at a time. Don't act like you are Nostradamus. Amen. I like it. Yeah. There comes a time that people misinterpret. Yeah, doesn't mean people. I mean, show guy. Yeah. Amen. Shout out to Happy Wolverine. Warriors of the light, man. Warriors of the light. So we started January. We ripped through February every single day. March, right? I prepared to go to Dubai. The end of April, I went to Dubai here. I flew to Dubai. 14-hour flight. Made it to Dubai. Never missed a stream. We made like $9,000 trading. Got home from Dubai on like the 4th or the 5th or something, right? Went through all that. And then we went to Bitcoin Las Vegas here on the 20th, 29th. Never missed a stream. Had to wake up at 5 a.m. in the hotel room because I was 3 hours behind. The show had to be at 7 a.m. Had to get to the studio by 6:45, make sure the mic and everything was working to get the stream on time. You know what I mean? So I'm in Vegas now, waking up at 5 in the morning, having to go to bed earlier than everybody else, even though everyone's partying, enjoying Vegas. This is right. I'm waking up, suiting up too, putting a suit on, having to get ready. It takes me like 15 minutes. I got to put a suit and tie on, right? I got to bring the clothes. I got to pack right. I got to bring all the equipment and make sure I got everything I need. So like every single one of these, and in this, I also flew to Martha's Vineyard. If you remember, made a purchase of a home somewhere here and back on that tiny little plane. Felt like I was going to, disappear in the middle of the ocean. Okay. And then back to May, right? We did it. Boom. June. Then I moved the stream, right, to the summer house, did the stream in another location, made sure the internet worked, built an entire studio in another location with the mic, everything nice and right and tight. We got that done. We had a blast. July, we did that, moved the stream back to Florida, nailed it, right? September came, got ready, flew to Singapore, somehow a 23-hour flight, did the stream from Qatar. I just like, you know what I mean? Did October, got home, blessings, went to Lisbon a month later, somewhere here, still did the stream, never missed, was up at 5 in the morning, 2 days of no sleep on espresso, almost broke down, literally, mentally, got sick both times because I pushed myself beyond my limits. made it home, and then here we are. I mean, what a year it's been. What a year it's been. Like, and we never missed a stream, man. Like, that's insane. It's insane. It's insane. I can't believe it. Bitcoin is simple, but brother, we talked about it for like I've talked about it for an hour and 30 minutes. I'm just talking about the stream just for 10 minutes. I'm sorry if that offends you. People are like, he's not talking about the stream anymore. All he talks about is Bitcoin, not, never. It's like, come on, man. Like, where did I do my yeah, so we're just waiting to see the 1 hour not dump it all the way back. But that's what it's done every single time. So you can likely short back to the 21.2. Like, once this closes, it's a short technically, but I'm willing to just kind of wait it out for a possible sideways price action. But lately, we've been dumping right back down and giving every single pump right back up, which would make sense. That would follow suit with what we've been doing, so it would make sense, but doesn't mean it's going to happen for sure, right? Halving, we're still waiting for the gains from it. Thank you, Sammy, the traveling engineer. Yeah, shout out to Rave Song Records. Yeah, and we had to engineer every stream, plug in every wire, make sure. If you miss 2 wires, you're cooked. You know what I mean? A couple times I thought I lost something, but I had it on the table. I just forgot that I brought it out, or I put it in a different pocket for some reason, and I was like, there it is. The camera went out a couple times. There was a few little mishaps, but most part, everything went well. We got the internet, and then we even had to move in Singapore 2 locations. Every time we did that, we had to change the internet location and wonder if it was going to work. High stress. I mean, I remember all the times wondering if the stream was going to, stay on, if people were going to even care. And here we are still, it's just amazing. I just want to say thank you, man, to everyone that gives a dang about this stream, because what would it be if you guys didn't care? Underground Crypto says thank you for everything. If he didn't care, then what would it matter? What would I have? I wouldn't have anything. The magnetic meeting of 2 polar, all of us meeting together, creating this. So, loving you, praying for you and your family in the new year. God bless you. Yes. The famous Kleenex box mic stand. Yes. The Kleenex box mic stand. Yeah, we did so much, man. Oh yeah, remember my one time my equipment didn't come, but I had just enough to do the stream. My luggage there was one time where my luggage didn't make it. They had it, but it didn't make it on the I don't, you know what I mean? It's so strange. And I had to pick it up the next morning. It wasn't the worst, but and I had just enough in my carry-on. So that means I brought enough of my carry-on to bust the stream out. So crazy. Thank you, Sam. Your dedication to the stream helps my daily routine. I dedicate myself to the stream to prove to myself I'll never go back to the old way of being. To prove to Jim Rohn that, the spirit of Jim Rohn, as he still lurks among us all, that what he did is there for me, and his teachings will forever stick with me. For my mom and dad, that were always there for me and never stopped becoming great parents. May I protect, and for God tells you that, in the Bible it says to give what you have away. And that means knowledge too. If you gain knowledge and you don't give it to anybody, that's kind of whack. Today I learned how to make $500 in under 30 minutes. It wasn't going to happen for sure, but there was a pretty dang good probability. I used my mind for years, and my brain and my math skills and all my probability and who I am to figure that stuff out. God gave me those skills, and then I used them. I'd like to teach you guys how I figured it out. That's just kind of what this is all about, right? So when you teach, when you give, it is you. Jim Rohn is me. You are Jim Rohn. We all are Jim Rohn together. Come on, Bitcoin. Don't give it all back every time. Don't just dump straight down. Let's have some fun here. Let's have a nice flag in 8 hours and actually get a bit of a pump. Let's get something. If dads are real, why haven't I seen what you're funny, man? Shout out to Grandmaster Friend. I love you, brother. Thank you for being here. May God bless each and every one of you. Let's go down the line and see if there's anything pumping differently comparatively. Coin market cap. And Bitcoin, up 1.2% in 24 hours. Up 0.6% in 7 days. It has flipped slightly green for the week. Hey. And the last 7 days, Canton CC, the only thing really up nicely there, 3.5% and 69% in 7 days. Zcash 2, which is the only trade I really gave in the trading group, that and a couple other little things. Dash is up a little bit from that bottom buy we looked at. I don't know. To me, it's just high risk, though. Hyperliquid back at 25. Pepe, 5%. Some people are thinking Pepe's on the way back. A big trade was made out there on X. I don't know, man. I don't go by that stuff, so be careful. Don't drink the Kool-Aid, so to speak. Look at that. SEI back to 11. Near at 150. Render 129. Render just continues to bleed. Crazy. Yeah, so altcoins still beat up pretty bad. Now, if you believe in them and you love them and it's something you're willing to hold for multiple markets or multiple cycles, then I guess. But I would, you know what I mean? You do whatever makes you happy. I'm only going to trade them if there's a change in trend. Until then, it's no. You just lose more than BTC as it is anyway, so. Yeah. I stacked Tether a long time ago and got myself positioned well, so. You know what I mean? I can offset losses here and make gains somewhere else. You know. Someone says, we want 60K Bitcoin. You may never get it. If you desire it, you may get it. Welcome. I am George. We're all Sam. Whether you like it or not, we're all pranked here. You're funny, man. Shout out to LV Prank. You will have nothing like it. Huge upwards bound pump coming, somebody says. Love you, brother. Love you too, man. Shout out to Grandmaster Friend of the House. Sam and Master Friend, greatest dudes of the field. Amazing traders, but even better people by far. Thank you, Tony CC. Thanks for all you do. I have 900 million in Pepe. I hope it comes. Wow, that's crazy. Market doesn't care about what you... Yeah, the market doesn't care about what you want. I love what he just said. It doesn't. Everyone's like, oh, they're against me. They went after me again. They're getting me. And it's like, they don't get you. So everyone around says, hey, man, and it's nice to help people, man. When you help others, it's a blessing. Blessings come your way when you give away your blessings. You're free, man. You're not greedy. Greed is a low frequency, so then you can't obtain the highest frequency your life should obtain. To obtain the highest version of yourself, you should be able to give things away almost every day. Every day, but you can't give things away if you don't have a lot, right? How can you give things away when you're living paycheck to paycheck, when it's tough, when you don't have a lot? When you don't live in abundance, you can't give things away. To give things away, you must know more is coming every day. To have things coming every day, you need to produce. You need to have high value. To create high value, you need to work on yourself. See, it all, Jim Rohn tells you everything you need to know. I started at 175 a night. I told my life story, but I started 175 a night, which, I mean, I think people made more in the restaurant business, but I'm just saying, hey, and someone say, hey, that's good amount, that's good money, man. Right? That was good money. That was $21 an hour, man. Hey, yeah, you know what? It isn't bad. I'll take it. I was taxed on it, though, so it was like $30 cash. That was like they're making $30 an hour. If you make $20 cash, that's like making $30 an hour. You know? Everyone always forgets that, too. Like, but I was getting a real paycheck. No health insurance and paying taxes. It's crazy how you're broke and you still pay taxes. You make no money, but you pay $7 of this $21 an hour. To who? To what? For what? You're broke. You got nothing. But hey, you're gonna, you got to figure it out. Bitcoin looking like a bearish engulfer. But that's okay. Let this puppy settle. And you got to understand when you're away from the 21, like, and I teach my students, like, everyone, when they see this green candle start to move, they get so emotional that they jump. You know what I mean? You don't have to admit it. Did anyone here jump into a long when this candle, like, let's talk about it for a second. Did anybody jump into a long when this candle was green and starting to push up, thinking that you were going to miss this bigger move? Just be honest. Did anyone here jump into a long when this got green? I just want to know. It's okay. I just want to say, maybe no, everyone will say no, nobody. Maybe there's nobody out there. But did anyone jump into a long? Now you're kind of emotional. Now you probably, did anyone jump into a long and now you emotionally got out and you just turned this into a loss? Anybody? Just be honest. If you admit it, it's probably the best. I don't know. The odds are no, right? I don't know. I just want to see, man, if anyone is. Somebody said no. No. I jumped in a short there. Nice. Someone said guilty. Okay. Okay, that's okay. Someone said yes, me. All right. Someone said I was already long. Didn't chase because Sam taught me. I like it. Someone said yes. Okay. No, I waited and then shorted. Someone said I did, LOL. So some people really did. They jumped into the green candle and now they're like, oh no. Okay, still holding. I took 20 and got out. I shorted, lost my confidence, flipped long. I caught the cup and handle. I had nothing left for now. I've been long for a while. I jumped in along, but not on the middle. Okay, interesting. I love it. I love it. You ask a question, you get a lot of answers. See? Jump into the universe, man. See how much feedback I get just by being a part of the world? You could think about what everyone's going to think about you and not want to be a part of the world, or you could go all out and be a part of the world. It's just up to you. I mean, it's all waiting there for you. Yeah. Anyway, so we're just waiting on, as you know, we're just waiting on that 1 hour. That's all. This is simple. Like the other day, I was talking about how there's so many different things we can do. It's just about being patient, having a plan, and then pressing the right buttons when the plan plays out. That's all. If you don't have a plan, you got to find a plan. To find a plan, you got to, so like it all starts to make sense. Like my mind knows now, or my mind's set in place now because of the years I put in the market. But I wouldn't be so calm if I didn't have these years in the market. Yeah. I kind of want to take it, but it looks dumpy. Oh yeah, I took a long and got wrecked and flipped short at 89.2. Sold the short the second I saw the candle. Interesting. Too much crazy action presently. I'm on the sidelines. Let's help the algo. I love it. I mean, this is awesome. I go to the gym. This is like really good commenting, guys. Like this is really strong. Been in a long for weeks on a larger time frame. And please hit the like button, everybody. I didn't even take a look at it because I'm so into trading today. I've been so into the charts and just teaching and talking. But if you could please hit the like button, I would greatly appreciate it. It would be awesome. Thank you so much. Shout out to my whole team, man, for making it through the entire year and putting up with the insanity that is me. I can't be easy all the time. I'm up and down. I'm crazy. And I work hard, I just want to say thank you to Jamie. Thank you, Arzino. Thank you to Sean. Thank you, Lakochi. Thank you to the whole team. The new editor. Thank you to Zeph and the new people out there, too, that are coming through. Thank you to everyone that is pushing. Shout out to Shannon. If you're out there, we love you, Shannon. Thank you to every single person that puts their best foot forward for me, helps me make a move, and helps me make it happen. Yeah. We're here for each other, high and lows. Amen, man. Amen. Sam, can we over Ruble, RUBUSD? Thank you so much. Let's take a look at the super chats today. Sorry, I should have jumped in earlier on the fan funding. Always grateful. Thank you. God bless you. I'm grateful for this. Thank you. And Billy Goat Tales, welcomes to the exclusive live. I love you, Billy Goat. 12-month chart looks like a spinning top. I know. Much love to you and yours. Shout out to Luis Alvarez. Another great day. And thank you for the blessing. Thank you. Long live all the iron workers, welders, and tradesmen. Thank you for saying that. That's so cool. God bless my dad, Jimmy Price, man. Do the right thing and hit that like button. Thank you again, man. Underground Crypto. Hustle with Joe Peso. Thank you, Joe. How do you feel about prop trading? I think it's interesting. I have a couple things on the list for that coming up in 2026. I just want to make sure it's right and done correctly. That's all. I'm I have high scrutiny on anyone that I work with. And any deal that I come up with usually takes, I'd say 1 to 2 months for me to really solidify if it's going to happen. So, wants me to look at the ruble, the Russian ruble versus the USD. Let me go find a better chart than that. The ISE isn't too good. I mean, what's interesting, right, is if you look at it right now, it's in what I call a bull, like, an ascending triangle. So technically more bullish than bearish, especially when you have an uptrend forming inside of the, you know what I mean? This could get you up there to 0.16441, you know what I mean, and get a nice little pump there to the upside for Sheezy. It's in an uptrend, and the dollar is struggling right now. So we'll see. But this does say that, let's see what happens. But it says that in a few weeks from now, right, the Russian ruble, it says May. This will take till May. It does look like it's in more of an uptrend than a downtrend against the dollar. I'll tell you that for sure. Someone said emergency FOMC meeting at 2. No, there's just a regular meeting at 2. It's not an emergency meeting. No. It's an FOMC minutes meeting here Tuesday. FOMC minutes, 2 o'clock. It's not an emergency meeting, no. It was on the schedule. We've talked about it. I don't think it's going to do much, but you never know. Sometimes minutes peak out. Tomorrow at 8:30, though, we have unemployment, and because there's such low volume, I wouldn't be surprised if we start to crawl now. Remember, just flag out the 1 hour and wait for it to go sideways. Wait for the 21 to... I'm telling you right now, that's the best way to trade, but people won't believe me. They'll do whatever they want. But I've been doing this for years. Go hang out with your family, flag out the 1 hour, come back in 2 hours, 3 hours, check. See what's going on. Check on it every 2 to 3 hours. And 6 to 8 hours from now, we should be able to get our trade on. I'll be in the trading group, and I'll be guiding you through this idea if you don't understand. And you'll see me execute it like a pro or not trade it depending on what I see in the market. Stay tuned. Hang out with me. Join the Discord if you want to follow along and you just don't want to leave now. This doesn't stop. We're going to do this through January, through February, March, April, May, all the way in to June and July and around the horn, baby, just like we do every single day. So I love you. I appreciate you. I can't wait to jump back in again every single time I'm here. We have such a good time, and it's a blessing. The chat was hot today. You guys were amazing. I learned a lot from each and every one of you. I deep dived the chat, and you guys really gave me a lot to think about. Going to the gym during my lunch break, so I'm excited for 2026. Let's go. God bless everyone. Keep going, man. The weekly RSI is taking Bitcoin down to 78 next month, and the monthly RSI is taking Bitcoin down to 69 next year, mainly. Hey, seems somewhat likely to me. I'm on that until something changes. If we break 94, that could change. But everyone, thank you so much for being a part of the greatest show on earth. It really was amazing. I feel like we accomplished a lot together and got somewhere. I feel blessed. Bitcoin getting a little bounce on the 1 hour time frame. Right before we leave, let's just talk about it. We got a candle close and the 1 hour showing a tweezer bottom. We get one of those, we go sideways. This can begin the sideways price action. Look, the last time it was just straight red down. Straight red down. We never got a green candle. Today we're getting it. We needed one right there, one right there. Today, let's see. So the next hour closes green. Take this hour by hour, one step at a time. Don't overtrade. I've never worn this outfit before in the stream. No one cares. Nobody cares. Everybody, I love you. Pat yourself on the back. One of the best live streams in the game. All right, you guys are amazing. Remember, the secret to success is getting started. You're not going to be great to start, but you got to start to be great. I didn't know what I was doing when I started this channel back in 2019. I had no idea I would travel the world, have some fun, and meet all you beautiful people. I had faith in God. I had faith in myself. Look, I lost my mother and father while this channel sprouted and grew into success. If you would have told me, Sam, you're going to have a great time, your YouTube channel is going to blow up, but your mom and dad are going to pass away. They'll stay alive if your channel never goes and you live a boring life. I don't even want to say that because they wouldn't want that. But man, you know what I would have chosen. I never would have, you know what I mean? So I never knew, man. I still suffer the pain of my mother and my father's loss. Yesterday was her birthday. I didn't know how hard it was going to be, man. Tomorrow my sister leaves, and like every time you hang out with a piece of your family member, it brings back what it was like to be with the family, right? We had 5 together, and we were a strong family. We had a lot of good memories. We had a lot of tough times too. It wasn't always awesome. I know, like we had a lot of ups and downs, but we had a really, really strong bond. I know that. A bond as strong, I see some families that are half families. Like they think it's a family, but it's like, man, no, we had that real Irish Catholic, like you die for your brother and sister or you're not worth a thing. My dad looked us both at almost every other dinner. Maybe we had dinner many times as a family, almost every night. We really did have dinner every night. At like 6 o'clock growing up. Sad thing was my sister was 6 years older. So when I was 12, she moved out. She got into college, and then she took a semester in LA, her last semester at Emerson. She went to Emerson College, my older sister. I had an older sister and a twin sister. And she moved out. When she moved out, it was different, right? It became just me and my sister. It was almost like a family of 4, right? And she moved out when I was 12, 13. And so from 13 to 18, My sister just kind of came home when she could, like once a year probably for Christmas, because she didn't have a lot of money back then. And I think a couple years she didn't make it home because she didn't have tons of money, you know. She was making it on her own. But my sister was self-made. My older sister bought BTC too at a really good time, prices, and whatever. But my family is awesome, man. And my dad looked at us all at the dinner table while we were eating, and he would say, Sam, you look at your sisters, you look at Sam, and he look at his sisters, you guys look at each other. He said, you guys look at each other. And he said, when I'm gone, like, I hope you guys better love each other. I don't know why he would say it, but he would say, when we're not here, when your parents aren't here, like, you better be there for each other. You're going to be the only ones. He's like, you have friends and everyone says they're going to do this and that for you. He's like, but your family is going to be the one that's really going to be there for you. And he instilled it on each and every one of us to be there for our family. He said, don't you ever turn your back on your family. You turn your back on your sisters, like. And so, like, the day my dad passed, even when my mom was alive, like, on his casket, as I stared at him, and even in my spirit and my soul, as I held him, I promised him to take care of his girls. Both my sisters are his girls. Those are his girls. I got 3 daughters, like. So as the son, like, I said, Dad, like, so my sister's here right now, and like, she's under my house, under my protection, like, I'm so happy. You know what I mean? Her kids are going, we're having a good time together, and it's a blessing. And family is everything to me. And so I just want to let you know, I love you all. Appreciate every single moment you have. Don't let this price action get to you and let you lose faith in what matters, which is your life. Breathe in this air. Realize we all have enough to spare, and greed is just stay grateful every moment you can. I look back on my life. There was many moments where I wasn't grateful. There was moments where I stayed depressed and I didn't call my parents. I wasn't always this up. I wasn't in a good spot mentally, and sometimes I didn't go home. I didn't call my mom and dad when I should. And like, they were alive, wondering about me, hoping I was okay in my 20s and my 30s. And I was depressed, like isolating myself from everyone. And I wonder how they used to feel about me. And that was time I could have spent with them that, I didn't know. I always thought, my parents will die in their late 80s. Just like, you know what I mean? It's always like you read a book and you see a movie. Oh, they always die in their late 80s in their sleep. My parents are going to die tragically in before their in their mid 70s, early to mid 70s. When they looked healthy, late 60s, they looked like they were going to 99. They looked amazing. They really took care of themselves through their 50s and 40s too. They were doing good. It is what it is. God bless everybody. I love you. I appreciate you. And I thank you so much for being here. And I told you, I'm gonna yap a lot towards the end of the year. I am. And this will all go away as in a couple days throughout the beginning of the year. I'm going to be like, I'm going to be pretty, but then we're going to get into the new year and we're going to get back into things. But come on, man. How can I not get retrospective? A guy that shows up every single day, that went through so much pain and anguish to still make it, and that still believes that good things are coming to each and every one of us if we believe in ourselves and believe in opportunity. They bring us down to a bear market for 2 years, we'll make it through. If they bring us up to a pump, we'll make it through. Whatever they do to us, I don't care. I'm going to show up every day and work really hard, no matter what. I'm going to create results for you and me and everyone in my life. I'm going to create positive results. I believe that. I know that. I trust that. It has to be the only way, because that's the only way it can be, because that's the reality I'm going to create by showing up every single day. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to let fatigue get to me. I'm not going to let doubt get in my mind. I'm not going to let negative thoughts take over. One positive thought is stronger than 1,000 negative thoughts. I will not let them take me down. You can, you will, you are the best. I love you. Thank you. One more day, baby. And we did the whole year. Stay blessed. I'm out.